Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And I'm Carter Glasscock.
And we got two incredible guests, both of whom hail from the great state of Maryland. First up, directly across the table from me.
Hi, I'm Atif Myers.
Atif Myers, welcome back to the show for the first time in entirely too goddamn long. And we are also joined by our other guests. She has one album out this year and another one coming soon. Hardest working lady in showbiz.
Andy Iwancio.
What's up, Andy? How are ya?
It's good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see both of you. Carter and I had a chance to hang out in Birmingham a couple weeks ago. How was the rest of your excursion?
Right after that, I drove to Chattanooga and just got drunk with my parents for 2 more nights.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty chill. It was a pretty chill visit back. Like the ground rules have been set now for going back because like all of my friends have kids, and are married and have real jobs, and so they're just like, I can hang out with you for 1 hour, and I'm like, dope.
It will be at a brewery, and it'll be daylight.
Yeah, and I'm like, is your kid fucking talking? So I'm just like becoming everyone's weird uncle, just like checking in, and they're like, so you're like back for good? And I'm like, no, I'm just visiting. But it was all right. I got to do a show with Wes Van Horn and Chris Ivey and Baron Vaughn. That was fun.
Vaughn. Oh my God.
It was a good trip. It was a good trip. I feel rejuvenated, and I've been attacking LA with the quickness and the swiftness. Not really.
I wanted to say shout out to Mason Guidry in Knoxville and Allison MacArthur in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Those were two of my favorite shows I've ever done. And Jonesboro is a town I'd never even been to before. It fucking rocked. It was so fun.
Jonesboro.
Yeah.
That sounds like an AI generated town name.
Well,
Jonesboroville.
I talked to an AI generated comedy fan after the show for sure. I was talking to
the mic in your face made laugh noise.
Well, no, it was a guy who, his credentials as far as like which comedians he liked all checked out. It was people, and then he was like, yeah, but you just can't say anything nowadays. They're canceling people left and right. It's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it's like enough people who are comedy fans who are listening to comedy podcasts, absorbing so much of the woke complaining, that then they start woke complaining when it doesn't like really apply to them or the people they like at all. It's just there's so much like mind poop that's like derived from comedy podcasts that is just that like all that bitterness is fueled in some direction, and then like just casual fans eventually start being like, yeah, man, the woke problems. It's really becoming a problem at the fucking post office where I work.
Exactly.
Is it?
No disrespect to the people of Jonesboro. It seems like a lovely town. You cannot get canceled in Jonesboro, Arkansas. It's just not.
But it sounds like if somebody wrote a like horror movie, they use that as a church because it's one part Alex Jonestown and one part Westboro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Those people never even say what they want to say.
Right.
Whenever I meet a comedian who's like, "Oh, you can't say anything anymore," it's like, I know your act. You talk about sandwiches.
Yeah.
Fuck,
they're not
edgy thing were you saying?
They're not really breaking people's minds with their hot cereal takes.
No.
But if I wanted to, I feel like I can't now. That's people who complain about like very like milquetoast comedians complaining about wokeness is like be like I was totally gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's like that guy.
I was gonna start a revolution of the mind, but
I also really love the idea of somebody in a small town getting canceled.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been shadow banned at the Walmart.
They just sent me right to the fryers. I can no longer man the cash register.
They won't let me take Homer's home at Wingstop.
When they were getting the fried chicken for me together at the Walmart, he gave me the shitty pieces. I've been shadow banned.
Y'all are both Marylanders. How often do y'all get back to the old home place?
I haven't been back in maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. There's no reason to go back.
No.
It's always shitty weather. Fucking
crab cakes don't thrill you.
I mean, not as much as like they get amped up for it.
Sure,
They're all right, but not worth a trip.
Yeah.
I just got back from a trip there, and like I'm officially the age where I start pointing things out and being like, that used to be blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like I'm like finally to that age, and it's just like
the city's to that level of gentrification also.
You're at the age where you have opinions on city planning, and I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah,
Just like, this is unsustainable.
But it's happened more and more. That I'm sure this happens to y'all when you go home.
Oh yeah,
more
I'm from
people.
Austin.
More people handing me their baby, and then like just me being like, this thing smells. Is this what you gave your hopes and dreams up for? I liked you better when you sang along to Tool songs after Denny's.
As someone with a baby, I can agree. They do smell.
I kind of like that feeling of being like, oh man, you should have seen this shithole bar. Now it's a fucking nice restaurant, but it used to be a shithole. I kind of like that. That's starting to happen in LA now too. For me, I know it happens in LA all the time.
Oh, right.
But now it's like I've been here for 4 years. Now I'm starting to like notice, like things that I loved coming in are no longer here, and I opine about them as if it has an impact on anybody.
I don't know. I hate it when a place gets replaced with like a fancy restaurant, and then you go there and the food's not good or something.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened? They could be selling fucking bootleg DVDs here still.
Yeah, like it was important to you, and then like when you say something to someone about it, like I don't know, I like the food.
I would just like to go up to someone at a fancy restaurant and be like, I vomited in that corner 12 years ago.
Oh man, I was telling people about this drive-in theater during the pandemic. Called Mission Tiki. We fucking loved it. Closed.
Oh, really?
Because it's, I guess it just went back to being a normal drive-in theater and keep a drive-in theater business.
Yeah, like,
but it was slammed during the pandemic. Yeah, people are like, I don't want to watch this fucking Amazon Prime direct movie and drive 2 hours to get there. But it was so fun, and I've been opining about it to everybody, and everyone's like, yeah, well, I'm just go to a regular movie theater like everybody else.
Well, there's lots of folks in my hometown fall for these multi-level marketing scams, y'all, and that pertains to our ungodly concoction for the day, because Sam found us an energy drink that's made by none other than the good folks at Amway.
That's for a good cause.
Now let's it's for a great cause. What's the multi-level marketing scam that the most people in your life have fallen for?
I've almost fallen for one.
Oh, please tell.
Like when I came to LA, like I was looking for a job, and then it was Craigslist, and they're like, make $100K, and then I go in there, and I'm like, fuck, this is multi-level marketing. And the dude was like, no, it's not. And he drew me like a picture of how it worked. And he's like, you start here at the bottom, but then you go up and you get people. And then you keep going up until you're at the top. And I'm like, it's a fucking pyramid scheme. And he drew a pyramid. He's like, no, it's a bush. I was like, get the fuck out.
It's a pyramid.
Awful.
What were you supposed to be selling?
Like paper and office supplies.
Sure. Yes.
Awful.
That's really difficult for people to acquire. Otherwise,
things are going more on paper nowadays.
My friend almost got wrapped up in one recently, and they were explaining how much money he had to put in. They're like, you put this much money in at this level, and then slowly, as it gets further down, you get more and more people, and then it's you at here, and it was just a pyramid, but it was upside down.
Yes,
it was a triangle. It was like, now you see, this is the Triforce of success. Okay,
it's like you still know this is the same shape, right? Even if it's upside down, it's still the same shape.
Each level is a link to your future, and you just understand your past as you awaken to profit.
What were y'all selling, or what were they selling?
I think it was just timeshares. It was nothing exciting and good. You know what I'm saying?
Man. My parents did. I think I've mentioned this. It was right after 9/11. We went down to the beach, and my parents the whole way were like, "These suckers are going to pay for our hotel for the whole weekend, and all we got to do is listen to their stupid pitch for an hour." And then I was hanging out watching cartoons, and they came back in. They're like, "We got a condo." I was like, "No, you didn't." Even when I was 14, I was like, "This is a bad deal."
Your parents were timeshare people.
They are. My parents are still timeshare people. Yeah, they actually are there right now. And
you're worse.
Where is it?
It's in Orange Beach, Alabama. It's about a hop, skip, and a jump away from the side of Hangout Fest, which wasn't. So this is like
so
this.
It's by the porta potties at Hangout Fest.
Yeah, straight up, dude. It's one of the biggest music festivals in the South now, and that wasn't there in 2001. And so obviously they're not there that weekend, but this weekend, and both my parents are of an age, so the elevators are both broken, and they put them on the 5th floor, and so my parents are having to walk down the stairs.
Oh my god!
So
I think the only multi-level marketing scheme that is prevalent in my family is Christianity.
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the OG, the original.
Yeah, I've got a sunken cost bias towards that one. That's why I still feel really guilty all the time.
It's why I respect Judaism so much. It's the one religion that's like, we don't want you. It's just
no, we are really chosen. Yeah,
it's really fucking hard to be a member. Just don't do it, And every other one's just like, come on in the door. It's great. It's great. And you're like, okay, all right. I want to be the club that doesn't want me as a member. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I did go to a High Holidays with Carly at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Talk about a club you don't want to be a member of.
Yeah. God damn.
But they did give me they had yarmulkes I could use.
My favorite was I had a friend who I helped move to Chicago, and so the deal was he was like, I'm getting rid of my car, so we drove his car up to Chicago, and then I was supposed to drive it back to Alabama so he could sell it there. And on the way up, we get there, and he was moving in with his girlfriend at the time. The second I walked into her house, she was just basically like, nice to meet you. I work for a company called Juice Plus, and was trying to sell me a thing where it was just like 5,000 cups of juice in one pill. Juice Plus. And you're like, this
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, I could just drink juice though.
But 5,000? You can't drink 5,000.
I know. That was her pitch. That was Juice Plus.
Have you ever been sold on a multi-level marketing scheme by a coworker?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think so.
I have.
Yeah. What was it?
Well, it was a coworker's significant other. And they're like, why don't you come over and have a barbecue or whatever? Or come over. We're going to watch this. I think we're going to watch the Oscars or something. And then this person's significant other kept going to Carly being like, you look like you could sell. Pulling her aside, be like, you look like you could sell.
What were they trying to sell?
Some sort of fucking, some sort of read this book and sell these. I don't know. I just kind of my eyes started going cross as soon as someone asked me to do something that requires any effort at all.
Jesus.
That would be the other kind of multi-level marketing scheme is the Mormons.
Oh, sure.
My partner is a transgender dude. His name's Linus, and Linus is moving his stuff into our apartment, and two elders walk up and they're like, can we help you out? And he's like, sure. And so then they help him move all the stuff into our apartment, and they're like, can we talk to you for a second now? And he's like, I'm transgender and your religion doesn't like us.
Yeah. Great way to shut that down immediately. Well, yeah, this is XS. Where did you find this, Sam?
Well, this is a fun story, too.
Well, I have a coworker.
Walking around the streets of Pasadena with my girlfriend, we went to some other store to look for weird energy drinks. She's a fan of the show. And we
walk support, by the way.
Seriously. Shout out.
We walk into this place that looks really weird, almost doesn't have a sign. It says it's like a convenience store, but we walk in and there's pants hung up on the wall.
It's up front.
Then the other side, there's soccer cleats, and they're selling cell phones, iPhones.
So this is where everybody's shit goes when it gets stolen.
Yeah. The store's called What Do You Want?
They're stealing pants off of people's clotheslines.
It's like
off of people's bodies on a bus.
It's like we also bought a Mogwai.
It gets better, and then you have to walk past all this stuff before you even get to the grocery items.
Robert De Niro's like, go around the corner. It's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Just keep
going.
going.
What are you doing?
Just keep going.
I go around the corner. Guess what they also have? P.O. boxes.
Wow.
They got everything. You could buy everything you ever need in your
life. I wish that was closer. I would make our show's P.O. box at that place.
And so then we found this. We found a couple other weird ones. I think some we've tried on the show already. And I didn't see until after we bought it. It's made by Amway. My girlfriend purchased this in cash. When they gave her change, one of the dollar bills was counterfeit.
Fuck yes.
Wow.
They're fuck yes.
So they're checking at this place.
I mean,
or they're doing a slow rollout.
They're giving fake bills.
One
out.
for you, one for me, one for you. One for me.
I think it was
in
something
downtown
like
Pasadena.
No, it wasn't downtown. It was north of the 134.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, the hills.
It was in the San Gabriel Mountains.
The foothills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the weird, and we were like taking a long time to look at stuff because it was like a weird place, and you want to see everything they had. They still had those machines that you can put a quarter in and get like a slappy elastic thing.
Ooh, full jelly hand that sticks to the wall.
All it does is collect all the fur that has ever been in your apartment ever.
Yeah, they still had those.
You're walking out and suddenly a slappy hand grabs your wallet.
It's like that store is still from the 90s. It's like you just time traveled back to 96.
Well, it's like the kind of store you'd normally see like in like Koreatown or some place around here that's crazy. So seeing it in Pasadena, it was strange.
I was so excited because
it was a bad counterfeit, I want to say. when she first showed it to me, she's like, "Do you think they gave me a counterfeit bill?" And I looked at it and I was like, maybe not. And then I felt it. And it was like fucking computer paper.
It was like in the middle of it was Gerald Ford.
Yeah, you're like, why is Barack Obama on the $1 bill?
Millard Fillmore.
When you started describing this place, I was really hoping you would say the entire store was Amway, and it was just like a guy who actually got to that top level of the pyramid.
I forgot this is where where we're about to consume.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like multiple counters. I kind of didn't. They were staring. We were in there so long. The guy was staring at us like crazy. Like we were like,
what are you doing?
Undercover cops looking for fucking. I don't know. Look, we're the P.O. Box police trying to crack down on him.
I've already previewed the back of the can. It has 4,000% of your daily B12.
Oh, all right.
I won't have to take B12 for another, like, let's say, year.
No. Is this going to make our piss orange?
I was going to say,
Hopefully.
they'll dig you up and your bones are just radiating B12.
That's good. Was this place called Legit Business Store?
Yeah, definitely.
Not up front. It's all one word.
Above the
guy had a tag that said Dr. Manager.
Yeah. Above the cell phones, there's a sign that just said "Not stolen."
You like go outside, you see a sign, you're like, no, you know what? Actually, it's called the Fake District.
Yeah,
that will be 3 money bills.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm predicting an off-brand fake Red Bull taste for this one, just based on the fact that it's just called Classic.
Even the can kind of looks like it's aping Red Bull style.
Oh, and it's called XS, by the way. So
wait, let me check the
an excess of B12 apparently, as Andy noted.
I think I already wiped off the top when I first bought it.
Oh, that's good.
That's one of those stores.
I really don't think people like that part.
That's so sketchy. People do for some reason.
Yeah,
they do.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
I gotta pay attention to the Twitter comments.
Dude, have you ever seen a television commercial for a soda? They include that noise every time.
They do, and there's like little droplets of condensation that are flying everywhere once you do it.
Once you pop, the pod don't stop.
I feel like I'm getting heart palpitations.
Yeah. We really should make people sign a waiver before doing this podcast. I'm sorry, Atif.
It's unfortunately
a
small can.
I'm already it's a small
smells like Red
can.
Bull.
I can already tell you.
Red Bull.
Yeah,
it smells like Red Bull that has alcohol in it.
Does it have booze in it?
No.
Okay.
I hope not.
I don't drink,
Me neither.
Oh God, it's got such an awful smell. Like worse than a regular Red Bull.
I like the way it tastes, to be honest.
It's like apple soda with Red Bull.
This one tastes very generic to me.
I was going to say, this is not as bad as
The
Red Bull.
flavor-
I would drink this over Red Bull any day.
The flavor is literally classic. It doesn't
yeah,
get
I
more
mean,
generic than that.
I would rather drink a Red Bull because I think a Red Bull's like, I don't know, like cleaner?
Yeah, you feel like it wasn't made in a bathtub.
Yeah, this is like all over the roof of my fucking mouth.
Okay, let me give you what I think the flavor profile is, and let's see if you notice it.
Okay.
Now imagine, if you will, you have an older brother who's an asshole, and he holds you down, and he has just had an entire lollipop, and then spits into your mouth. It is the spit of a child that is slipped.
I can't wait to share my lolly.
Do you want to try this jawbreaker now?
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
I think after the initial smell, it smells pretty good. I don't know. I like it.
It's not. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, this is like
It's
a
probably
very
poison.
definitely.
That's the thing.
It's a very passable like bar like gun like mixing drink sort of thing.
That might be it. Yeah, it is the soda gun Red Bull.
Soda gun Red Bull for mixing like
doing a vodka Red Bull.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You also have to know that Amway does a lot of like perfumes and stuff.
Oh, do
this
they?
is like I don't know.
no.
I don't know if I like the taste, but I do want to put a little bit on the insides of my wrists.
Are we just drinking essential oil right now?
This is essential oils and Adderall.
There is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going to start writing equations on River's wall.
I think the smell also is like a hint of Fabuloso. Are you getting that?
Which one of these is gonna make us beautiful mind out?
I will say it has elderberry in it. It's cough syrup, basically.
Okay.
If your throat is sore, this would soothe it.
Put some Jolly Ranchers and Sprite in there.
Speed lean?
Ooh boy.
Speed lean?
Yeah, speed lean,
Yeah.
diet lean,
Yeah.
discount lean,
The opposite of lean. Get up, I guess.
lay,
Do a lap.
stiff instead of lean. Stiff.
What if that's how you find out your doctor is into pyramid schemes? Or like, I prescribe your sore throat. I prescribe you Amway energy drinks. Also, I sell them by the case.
Yeah.
I need one every 4 hours.
I believe their motto should be time to lean, time to drink cleaner.
I wanted to shout out comedian Garrick Bernard. The first time I ever saw him was at Cafe on Urban, and he gets up and he goes, yeah, guys, I'm actually not a comedian. I'm just here selling Amway. I was like, fucking amazing joke. Yeah, Amway, I honestly, until I looked this up, they do make like supplements and all this kind of like, I thought they were just made cleaning products and soap, but apparently that's not right.
No.
So I guess I didn't know what Amway was.
They're just like Kirkland without the store, just the people.
Yeah. They're just going door to door selling weird shit to you. I don't know. I'll say that's my favorite Red Bull knockoff I've ever had.
It's not bad.
But it's not. I hate that taste, so it's not my.
I love the name, just Amway Energy Mart drink. XS.
And it's not called the word excess. It's the letter X and then the letter S.
Oh, yeah.
I should clarify that.
Oh yeah.
In excess.
I will say I will definitely reach for a can of this if I need to flash back to a bully holding me down and spitting in my face.
Which you never know when you need to access that.
It's one of my things on Fat Life. It's one of the hashtags. It's bully spit.
I actually have a headache now. I have the palate of a toddler.
It means you have a good health. The rest of us are like, our health has been reduced to shit from all these energy drinks that we've been drinking on this podcast.
My heart feels warm.
But not in like a giving way,
it's on fire right now.
I'm looking at the ingredients. It has fentanyl in it.
And you really can't. You can't step foot out your front door without eating a little fentanyl.
I believe you could probably use this defensively at a protest if it's got fentanyl in it. You just blow the top of it and it'll knock a cop over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just
the froth.
Yeah, that's a weapon in Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Is you throw the soda can, but if you bring that to a protest, you'll knock over a whole line of riot cops if it's got fentanyl in it.
I do feel weird.
Right? Okay.
I do feel weird.
I feel susceptible. I feel like I want to buy into.
I feel like I want to use money paper to go to a legit business store.
I feel like I'm on the ground level of something that could become much bigger.
I don't feel like I've tapped into my full potential. I definitely feel like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm halfway between the person I am and the person I want to be.
There we go.
You know Matthew McConaughey did a thing like that? Like he's a self-help speaker now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He called it the art of living.
Now, I think we're all trying to figure out the riddle. You know, put some rhyme to the reason and answer the bigger existential question of what the hell are we doing here in this life that we're living?
He went and lived in the desert for several months in a van
and cooked his brain.
Yeah, and he said he wrote.
But he's
wrote a book out there, and it's just like a crazy person's diary. And he said
he went feral. Yeah,
there's a bunch of ideas for bumper stickers in there. I heard him to say that in an interview, and I was like, yeah, you've done lost his mind.
That's an Austin native. Did you ever see him around Austin?
Is he Austin native?
I think so. Is he Texas guy?
He's a Texas guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
he lived in Austin. I never saw him around. That's where when he got arrested for like being
naked and playing the bongos
in his front yard.
Yeah.
People had a boner for him. Sandra Bullock, they had a big Sandra Bullock boner. Lance Armstrong.
Oh yeah,
those are the Austin's big celebrities at the time.
I think anytime I was in Austin, I would try to guess which house was Richard Linklater's or like Mike Judge. I mean, it's like that. But I'm like where I live in Seattle. I'm one neighborhood over from where Dave Matthews lives, and we're constantly trying to pick out which house is his.
Of course he's a Seattle guy.
You're like trying to pick it out. It's kind of like trying to choose which chalice at the end of Last Crusade. It's like son of a carpenter. Like there's a house that has a motorcycle, but then there's a piano in the window, but it's not a big house. And you're like, yeah, okay.
I seriously feel fucking weird.
Yeah?
Do you guys not?
No, I do. My heart is aflame.
Dude, like this is like
it's fucking weird, man.
That's a fifth of that thing.
I know.
It's
an 8-ounce can, too.
It only has like 80 milligrams. It's like
maybe it's the B12 or something, but my head is fucking hot, dude. It's like I'm gonna have
Carter
a full-blown...
is legitimately red.
I'm gonna go into cardiac arrest on this fucking podcast.
I'm usually the sweaty guy. Look at me.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
Dry.
Rivers, you're doing good today.
I'm doing real good.
You should see him normally. He's not joking when he says he's
I
the
believe
sweaty
his old
guy.
Jack Burton said, I feel kind of good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah,
I feel like I could like either like pass out or like shit my pants or like run 1,000 miles an hour.
I mean,
I've been drinking water nonstop. I still can't get rid of the aftertaste.
I know.
It's just stuck in the fucking. It's like a film in my fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of the fucking taste.
Me neither, man. I mean, fucking, it is like lingering in my head. This shit is terrible.
The inside, because it's so flowery, the inside of my mouth tastes like a stoner covering up weed smoke with incense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like I did a shot of Nog Chump.
Yeah, this is like the dumpster behind a Hot Topic is what my fucking mouth is like. Dude, what the fuck? Like, my head is so hot right now. Is this just like what B12? Like, am I just like malnourished and I just don't take enough B12?
There's a bunch of crazy shit in here that's not normally in a lot of.
Okay, is it like a bunch of horny goat weed or something?
Multiple kinds of ginseng.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All the ginseng.
This is for sure.
Taurine. There's acetylflame, potassium.
Acetylflame.
My ass is going to be aflame after this. I have a feeling.
I don't normally recognize that as a normal ingredient of energy drinks. I'm a pro, by the way. I'm a professional.
Well, yeah.
So you guys can chill on that. I'm like, my legs going. Like,
I've been drinking caffeine all day.
Yeah, I'm working on a Panera charged lemonade right now.
I feel like my eyes feel like they're going in and out of focus, like a fucking camera just twisting the lens. I'm just like trying to fucking stare at your fucking carpet. I don't. This is awful.
This rack focusing. I know. Me too, man.
This is bad.
We got to do away with this segment.
I'm gonna say I'm feeling okay. There's these caffeinated gummies I've been having from Seattle. They're like caffeinated gummies. You do one of those and it's like an entire shot of caffeine in one. It's an entire
just
shot
caffeine,
of
not weed.
Espresso. No, well, that's what I'm saying. The same company turns out also makes edibles that I also buy.
Right.
So we do the two of them together to do the Seattle
Speedball, yeah.
And it is legit.
Can we all stare into a wall for 5 minutes and then come back? Holy shit.
We'll be right back.
Where you are right now is a solid step in the right direction. Trust that. Believe that. And know that you chose it.
Over here?
Right down there.
No. Hey, go ahead. It's right in there.
Oh, Jimmy,
Right there.
I'm in a hurry. My mom's watching the
right in the
kids. I'm trying
store.
to get home. I'll come back later.
this kind of pertains to New Age living. This is a story out of Sandy, Utah. A woman accused of setting a fire that left 6 units of a Sandy apartment complex uninhabitable over the weekend has been arrested. Crystal Nicole Moss, 37 years old, told police that she was trying to, quote, burn away all the negative energy, sadness, and pain in her life when she started a fire at her apartment. When questioned by police and fire crews, she claimed that she was, quote, intentionally using a Bic lighter to ignite a tree of life, which was placed inside a cauldron near her bedroom closet. We have a one-woman Burning Man going on indoors.
It's probably the sanest thing happening in a Utah apartment.
That's true. That's true.
The people who called 911 are a local business, a store nearby that's a mom and pop store.
That is, I do need the Wes Anderson shot of the cutaway of the apartment moving down of just all the other crazy shit happening on every floor. And then you get to the woman just, and lighting a giant tree on fire. So according to Crystal, it was difficult to light the tree of life, and so she poured a bottle of alcohol on it to speed up the process. Mm-hmm. So she just had a green Christmas tree covered in, letters that she wrote unsent and was just trying to light it, and it didn't work, so she doused it in alcohol.
And then did it work? It doesn't sound like it worked.
Yeah, it sounds like it burned down the apartment complex. So according to Crystal, she wanted to burn the universe, but didn't want to hurt anyone.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
It's very poetic.
She maybe should have written a poem as opposed to actually set something on fire.
Right. Or just gone out in the parking lot.
Sure.
That's the other thing, is she just decided, well, it has to be inside my home where I'm doing this.
Another family tree destroyed by alcohol.
So police at Moss claimed that she did not attempt to warn any of her neighbors, but did bang on the garage door of the nearby fire department. So she was just like, I made a boo-boo. Like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. How did she call him?
No, she apparently just walked over to the fire department. I guess the fire department was across the street or just down the street and just banged on the door.
Oh,
so she was...
They're dog shit firemen then.
Yeah, that's true.
They let it get that far and they're that close. They're awful at their jobs.
Yeah. Just in there hunkered over a big bowl of chili, just being like, huh? What's happening?
She does probably seem like a I don't have a phone person.
That's 5G is giving everyone COVID.
It's Utah. So she was probably banging on the door. There's a fucking fire, and they're like, "Hey, watch your language, all right?"
We're drinking 3% beer in here. Moss was booked in the Salt Lake County Jail for investigation of arson. No serious injuries were reported, although officers who were first on the scene and helped evacuate the building were taken to a local hospital and treated for smoke inhalation. And so, personal Burning Man.
Did it do a bunch of damage to the apartment complex?
Yeah, it rendered the apartment uninhabitable for everybody.
The worst part is like if it has sprinklers, it's a fucking dirty, muddy water that gets on everybody's shit when there's a fire.
Right.
I know way too much about fire safety.
Oh yeah.
Carter,
have you had a fire at your
No,
home?
I sell fire systems.
Oh, you sell fire systems?
It's my day job, yeah.
Oh shit.
Shit. Like you sell like fire alert?
Yeah, like
alarms?
commercial security and shit.
Wow.
So
Oh, okay.
it's like the damage comes from like the water, not really the fire.
How many times do you guys get calls where it's like, it won't stop beeping? What
All the
do I
time.
do?
All the time. And I'm like, I'm a fucking salesman. Call the 800 number. And then I hang up on them immediately.
I've been poking it with a stick. How does it stop beeping?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing for this apartment complex.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It happens all the time.
Batteries, dog.
It's the worst.
Oh man.
Yeah, I did set my house on fire once. I tell everyone it was someone else, but it was me. No, the same kind of thing happened. We had a house fire, and we were able to move back in,
right?
Because but the smoke damage did like all the way from the kitchen to like our living room to like our rooms and stuff. It was pretty bad.
What was on your family's burning tree?
Burning tree
that started the fire.
A lot of our baby pictures. So which really my mom hated that, and those were all when I was all like a hot baby. So like there's all these like. All the pictures of me I was a hot fucking baby, dude. I was.
And now the people will never know.
Canada
it was. I swear.
There's no proof. You can't.
Oh yeah. Well, I was like model worthy, baby. But then all the pictures of me as a young boy are from my awkward fat years, because that's post fire. Probably dealing with the trauma of being in a house fire. But I just remember the only thing that my mom was like, this guy was outside telling my mom, I was like, it's all gone. All your memories are gone. And like, he was like not being comforting at all. He's like, yeah, I just start over. Move to a different city and change your fucking name because it's all gone. And my mom was crying. She's like, oh no. And me and my brother found our Nintendo 64 was working just fine. Like, that's okay then. You know,
we'll make it.
Yeah, we'll make it. GoldenEye still works. Wave Race is operational. And then my neighbor took me and my brother to his house to calm us down. We watched Twister for the first time.
Ooh,
it's
man.
another disaster movie. Yeah.
That's perfect.
It could be worse, kids. You could be flying around with the cows.
Yeah.
Tornado.
Somewhere somebody's house got ripped apart by a tornado and the neighbor is calming them down by showing them Backdraft.
Is that the most common strange call that you get doing that job, or
Yeah, it's usually just like my shit doesn't work. How do I fix it? And I'm like, dude, I sold that to you. I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I got my money. All the 800 number. Leave me alone. Like, what do you want me to do?
Make it stop beeping.
You should offer to sell them a better alarm.
Ooh, there you go.
Was there anybody that's ever like asking for a weird install that seems suspicious? Like, hey, if a flamethrower went off in here and there were people in here, could you make an alarm in here? Just saying that it might happen.
Let's just say in this shed, hypothetically, there might be a fire. Hypothetically.
The weirdest,
in this garage.
The weirdest were always like the dispensaries.
It's not going to get on my weed.
No,
is it, man?
no. They would just be like, so this isn't going to go back to the cops, right? And I'm like, is this a fucking security system,
Yes,
man?
of course it
that's
is.
the job of it. And like, what about these cameras? Who could see in the camera? Like, whoever the fuck you want
Yeah,
to,
you,
man.
dude.
They're your cameras.
They're like, but the cops won't get called. I'm like, if you don't want to get called, why am I even here?
Well, don't get a security system.
Yeah. They're like, well, what can I do then? I was like, I don't fucking know, man.
Hire a mercenary.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
They really do, yeah.
Dude, the nicest they have like some guy up front who is like ammo belts and shit. And he has like a knife in his mouth and he's like, let me see your ID. And you're like, here you go.
And that's hardly an exaggeration.
Yeah, no,
they
it's
usually
not.
have multiple knives in a bulletproof vest. and
He's
a
holding
gun.
a grenade with the pin out. And he was like, let me see your ID. And it doesn't matter how nice it is. They all feel unsafe.
Oh, yeah.
I just imagine a dispensary being like, hey, is it possible instead of 911 you could call Jeff, our neighbor who's got a garden hose?
Yeah.
He's chill. We pay him in weed.
Yeah, he's chill.
We all eat weed.
I hate to say that, but actually, yeah, we would do that. We would be like, well, what number do you want us to call? And they'd be like, put down this guy as a prime contact. He's got guns. I'd be like, all right, man.
Yeah.
And then they get mad if the cops did show up. The cops showed up in 3 minutes. I'm like, that's a good fucking service.
That's an amazing service.
It's really good, dude.
Yeah.
No, they were just the worst.
We got a guy named Blaze. He's got the Battle of Kandahar playing on the back of his eyelids at all times. You know, he's normal.
They're going to find out we've got weed in here, as if you can't smell the weed from the street.
And there's a big sign out front that says weed.
It says Mr. McFriendly's Bud Kind or something.
They are just also like hyper paranoid too. So they'd be like, "Can you put cameras in between like the fucking drop tile and the attic in case people crawl through the ceiling?"
What?
And I was like, "Yeah, if you want, man." But they also always had money, but they paid in cash.
Fucking Die Hard or something.
But I'd show up at this fucking office building with like fucking 40 G's of cash, be like, "Yo, dude, they paid in cash. I don't fucking know what to tell you. I'm sorry."
You just roll up in a Brinks truck.
Yeah,
like
and it's all in one.
Yeah.
Did they have like a briefcase, like a metal briefcase?
No, just in a fucking, just throwing at me like stacks. She's like, I was a fucking stripper. And I was like, could you put this in something inconspicuous? Because I got to walk to my car. Like 40 grand.
Hey man, is it okay if I just pay you with this garbage bag full of 20s?
Yeah, can Blaze walk me to my car at least?
I had someone do that, yeah.
Mercenary to walk into the fucking
You
car
come
at that
over
point.
and I'll make you dinner, man.
There used to be when I was looking for jobs when I first moved here. There was an ad frequently for a guy who was an armed guard for a weed company that would go with the transportation for the money and the product, I think. And you had to carry a gun and all sorts of illegal stuff, most likely.
But it's the residue of it being illegal because it's a totally legit operation. Like it's like weed stores are legal.
Yeah.
But like they check your ID like 4 times and it's like the guy is like, here's your purchase that you are able to legally make, sir. Yeah. And it's just like, hey, I get it. Weed's legal.
Oh man, that just reminded me of my boy Miles sent me this. He found an ad on
Shout out to Miles.
Shout out to Miles listening to the AUB. This is from, I think it's just from LinkedIn, and I assume this has to be a joke, but it killed me. It says, we are looking for a security guard to protect the contents of our office, including our employees and clients. The successful candidate will be unable to see or hear, have a limited sense of touch, and will not be capable of moving quickly or avoiding physical trauma. We are also seeking an individual who is not capable of human emotion and has no human compassion. Jeez. That was just on LinkedIn in my hometown. Yeah. Ruthless.
They're looking for Daredevil.
Yeah.
It's security for like a Lululemon. Like it's like the most softest fucking place.
Yeah.
We need someone who has no love in his eyes.
Cannot be swayed by the temptation of being
we need
a person.
an individual who has a taste for blood that cannot be satiated.
Why do they think,
Please meet us at the Ben and Jerry's across the street from the Lululemon.
Why do you think they think LinkedIn is the type of website to find this enforcer?
Yeah.
Have you seen
out a mercenary?
It's supposed to be the soldier of fortune.
Have you seen LinkedIn profiles? Like everybody on there is a sociopath.
No, I never go on there.
They watch too many kung fu movies. They're looking for like a blind master of like kung fu.
Yeah.
You ever slid into someone's DMs on LinkedIn? What's that lunch hour looking like?
Yeah.
Do you think it pot dispensaries everyone has to take a gummy every hour?
Looking for a man who can help defend when I find a girl with the emerald green eyes.
I wish they would make them be stunts. Sometimes when you go into a dispensary and the person like doesn't smoke weed, you can tell or like barely does. It's so disappointing. It's like you are buying weed from a fucking teacher or something.
Or I equate it to like a sober bartender. It's like you had your time with alcohol and you chose to quit, and I appreciate that.
This
but you're judging me.
Told me that she took a 10 milligram edible and freaked out, and she was selling me edibles, and I was like, "You're a fucking coward." That's like the baby dose.
I've never smoked weed. I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, 10 milligrams like the normal.
It would freak me out.
I take a 5 and I feel okay.
You're a coward.
Okay, hold on. There's a small batch company out of Seattle. Y'all can sponsor me. But they make these 10 milligrams that feel like 20 milligrams.
They probably
They're
are.
more expensive. Probably.
They're just full of B12.
The thing that always happens at the dispensary that's near my house, I like went up and I tried the door, and then like they were open, and the dude's just like, hold on, he's waving, and then like he comes over and unlocks the door. He was like, sorry, I was in here. And then when I walk up to the counter, he had been playing Uno by himself on the counter. Everything about dispensaries I don't know about in LA seems like an old general store.
I love. Hold on, Uno.
Play with Playmobil and shit. Yeah.
They say 1 is the loneliest number, but it turns out Uno Solitaire is that's worse. That's so much worse.
It would never end.
I know. I'm calling your bullshit right now. You don't got red.
That's the 10 life.
That's the other thing. I don't know about LA. Y'all have to tell me, like, all of our, like, dispensaries near my house have, like, weed memes printed out with color paper. And then they'll just have a thing on the front counter that's just like, Stewie or Cartman, put $1 in which one you think's cooler.
We're solving the big issues, man.
Let me just say, this is very similar to when you get a label maker for the first time. They say that when you have a hammer, the whole world looks like a nail. When you have a color printer, same sort of thing. Everything needs a meme printed out and slapped on it with Scotch tape.
It's Homer Simpson, but high, man.
Usually they sell stuff like that, but it's on a rolling tray. It's even like so it's expensive to get the meme.
It's so many. The Pacific Garbage Patch in 100 years is just going to be full of Pickle Rick rolling trays.
Dude, there used to be an open mic. There used to be an open mic at an art gallery that just sold dab mats that all had like SpongeBob smoking.
What the hell is a dab mat?
It's like made of silicone so that when you're using like concentrate, which is very sticky, it won't like permanently stick. It's easier to clean off.
Oh, so it's like the sticky hand in the gumball machine kind of situation.
No, it's like cooking grade silicone.
Okay.
Basically.
No, every dispenser here I feel like is just super pretentious and very bright.
Yes.
It's overly lit.
They're all like too spacious. They only sell like a certain amount of things. They all look like art installations, or at least the one in WeHo does. And like a fucking what's it? Woody Harrelson's goddamn dispensary called the Giggle Garden. Like you want to be there longer than 20 minutes. Tops.
I think some of you have the. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Y'all have a bunch of the dispensaries that look like Apple stores.
Exactly.
Yes, they look like Apple stores.
Yes.
That's the thing. As a non-weed person, I'm only ever in dispensaries when I have like friends in town who want to go.
Yeah.
From my observation, I'm sure Sam will tell you I'm wrong, but what I've seen, there is no middle ground. The closest thing to a middle ground is like the one that you sent me to when you had COVID to pick up your weed from.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's either the Apple store or it's the sketchiest. You're like, I'm buying drugs right now. Like,
they have like the two-way mirror that they use in like police interrogation.
Yeah.
All that shit. And then I mean, like I don't know. It
seems
I
like
still assign a level of like, oh, this is drugs, so I'm buying drugs.
Yeah.
I do it about once a month.
The one on that, they might have changed, but there was one on the corner down the street that a friend of mine wanted to go into, and it felt like a bank for the cartel. Like it felt like they'd put up these like plywood walls that they had painted green just so you knew it was a weed store.
That's
but
what
other
makes
than that,
that's what makes the dude with like the grenades and shit like even more disconcerting in like an Apple bar, because then it feels like you're on like the ship that's taking all the rich people to Mars. You know what I mean?
you're going to Ethereum or whatever.
There's just something to me that like when I go into a dispensary, I just don't want to buy weed from somebody in khaki pants. It's generally like how you would tell somebody's a cop. Random side note, there's what I consider one of the better new episodes of The Simpsons. There's one where Marge works at a dispensary, but Homer misses buying weed at a sketchy dude's house.
Yeah.
So they open up a small dispensary in Moe's that's like a sketchy dude's house. It is so good.
It's just a guy playing video games, so you have to watch him.
Oh
God. My favorite illegal dispensary would like give you a free dab on the way out the door.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'd be so busy that the security guard, who clearly got high all day at work along with the they would let you smoke weed in the store in addition to the dab thing. And so the security guard would pull out your dab, and he literally had like a AK-47 strapped to him.
Whoa!
So a guy with a fucking rifle is like, all right, here's your dab.
What is this, a French airport? What do you mean?
No, at some point that dude was like, here, can you hold my gun so I can give you the dab? Oh, wait!
He just leans over, he's like, the AK is actually a bong.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was like the AK and the fucking pistol on the hip.
Why is
it was
that?
crazy.
Why wouldn't the pistol suffice?
Because what if they come in and they have fucking rifles too?
What if the Soggy Bottom Boys came in like, give us all your weed, see?
Yeah.
One guy's got to be prepared.
Yeah, somebody comes in with a Tommy gun.
Yeah. Babyface Nelson's going to make out with all the weed in this store.
Yeah.
We live in a dispensary desert, and they finally opened one down the street, and it sucks. It's like a Apple store thing.
Yeah. If it's got
the grenade guys are a little more chill. They at least seem nice.
I would hope so.
Oh, yeah. They're
the grenade guys.
You don't have to like go in through a double locked door like a lot of dispensaries.
You can see inside from the street.
Officially the most Los Angeles set of words I've heard since I've been here. Dispensary desert.
Yeah.
Is that real?
No, I just made it up.
I thought it was real. It's not cool as hell.
Well, they have things called food deserts in parts of the city. So I just put two things together.
Yeah.
There's some alliteration involved.
Yeah, that's from Baltimore. We just have the desert, the food deserts all over our city.
It's like that in parts of the neighborhoods over here where it's there's a restaurant or two, but there's no grocery store anywhere near the fucking place.
Yeah.
I
love how this is taking a turn for the weed discussion.
Last time I went to a dispensary, they were selling mushrooms at the counter, which they do now, which I'm pretty sure is not legal at all. They did the dab on the way out the door. And she tried to. I do dabs all the time, and I could tell she tried to hit me off with one that was going to wreck me completely.
I'm going to fuck your life up with this.
But then I just did it, and she was like, yes. It was, she talked like a reality show, annoying woman or whatever.
Was someone riding around on a unicycle and clowns juggling and shit?
I wish.
I used to do that back in Nashville when I was buying weed illegally, and I had a quote guy. His kid would always walk through the living room as we were taking dabs, and it felt like very Pulp Fiction doing heroin sort of scenario.
Dude, I've smogged out rooms with babies in them.
Oh no!
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't my choice. I wasn't the one that was like, "Oh, let's get this baby high."
I've gotta ask y'all if this has happened to you over a course of time when I've been over at drug dealers' houses. They inevitably have to show you a snake or a bird or a parrot.
Weird pets about.
Or Ridley Scott's movie The Martian.
Look,
which I watched one time with a drug dealer all the way through.
No, it's always a weird animal. I remember I used to hang out with a bunch of drug dealers back in the East Coast, but since I've never smoked weed or anything, I was their piss guy.
Oh,
so
sure. Hey, I've been the piss guy.
They would be like, "Yo, let me borrow your pee." I'm like, "Yo, you're buying me a video game." So,
oh man, I've
PS3 games for piss.
That's worth it. Yeah,
completely worth it.
It's they put their finger in. It's like, this isn't your piss. This is this guy's piss.
He's clean.
You can't spell piss without PS.
3.
But no, but also every deal I feel takes minimum 45 minutes with drug dealers. Or am I wrong?
You don't want people just going in and out all day.
Yeah.
So sometimes,
but it's also you're high, so you're paranoid. So you're like, the cops have this place locked down, so just stay with me for a minute.
Yeah,
play Tech Mobile.
It's more about your neighbors.
I was buying acid at somebody's house when the cops busted down the door. We got arrested. They were stinging the house, but when the cops came in, they were like, "Did you not notice the U-Haul truck parked in front of your house for 2 months?"
So that's why I was always like, "Dog, I want to go home."
Yeah.
I was there with friends let me leave. You're here for too long.
Also, sometimes they're probably just lonely. They've been sitting at home all day.
For sure. They're like, "Man, it sucks being clocked in." They're playing NHL 2K, whatever.
FIFA. It's always FIFA.
Yeah, it's always FIFA.
Or Red Dead Redemption.
Or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's Call of Duty, and they're brutally murking a whole group of people.
We have a segment on the show called Top 3, where we get our listeners to write into us at The Goods Pod on Twitter with top 3 lists that they wish us to populate and opine upon. First up, this comes to us from our friend at Michael_McBride. And this is exactly how it was written. So I leave this up to your interpretation. Top 3 disc jockeys. So I'm taking that to mean broadcast personalities and
DJs.
DJs, yeah, exactly. And of course, the wonderful Andy Iwancio is a DJ. So I'm very anxious to hear your take on this, but I'm going to run mine real quick. Number 3, this is just a shout out to a personal friend, James Chandler Cross at WTGZ Tiger 95.9 in Auburn, Alabama. James is always nice enough to have me on the show to promote my local comedy shows and stuff like that. Gives me 2 hours, and he's a big wrestling fan, and we just get to nerd out about all of our favorite stuff. So, and buttery smooth radio voice. Like when I talk to him, I'm just like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Hello," and he's got that fucking just deep, awesome radio voice. I'm just like,
he sounds like Casey Kasem.
Well, hey, we're that's jumping ahead on mine. But yeah, he's got that great voice and just a real solid dude. And he always comes out to the shows, even though he has to usually be up at like 4 a.m. the next day. So awesome dude. Shout out to James. Number 2, Grandmaster Flash. I mean, he created The Message, which later went on to be Check Yourself. So responsible for 2 of my favorite hip hop songs ever, White Lines, and then, Wheels of Steel. And then number 1, Carter just mentioned him, but it's got to be Casey Kasem, host of the American Top 40. Used to listen to him all the time. I do remember him having to say the word orgy in 1999. He's like, coming up next is Orgy with their cover
of New Order's classic song, Blue Monday.
Straight up. He sounded exactly like that. He's also, of course, the voice of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo. He was the voice of Robin.
Creating unfair body standards for people. You can't eat an entire Thanksgiving dinner and not gain a pound.
Yeah. He was also the voice of Robin on Super Friends, which I didn't know until I looked that up today. But it's also, he had a long saga after he was dead where his second wife was like claiming the body and took it away from his kids. And then like they thought they'd taken him off U.S. soil and they had to sue the wife. It was this whole crazy thing. And then the wife just announced like, I buried him in Norway. Motherfuckers. Like he wanted to be buried in Forest Lawn and she absconded with his body and buried him in Norway.
Just like Graham Parsons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, she didn't light him on fire, but close enough. But yeah, so anyway, if you want
just like a song from 1973.
Yeah. Hickory Wind. Yeah.
My corpse burns in the hills of Norway.
Yeah, so if you want to go see Casey Kasem's grave, it's in Oslo, Norway for some reason, a country he never lived in, as far as I know. So anyway, that's my top 3.
Fantastic healthcare.
Yeah, absolutely. Even after you're dead.
Although it doesn't apply to those who have recently been deceased.
Can you do Casey Kasem announcing different Nine Inch Nails songs?
Yeah. For all of you radio fans out there who want to fuck like an animal, this is Closer by the industrial rock group 9 Inch Nails.
This was recorded in the house where the followers of Charles Manson
in the summer of 1994
murdered Sharon Tate. What do you got, Carter?
I was thrown by disc jockeys.
Sure.
So I said Casey Kasem. He's number 1.
I mean,
he's got the best voice of all time.
Sure.
And if we're doing like DJs, like turntablists too, DJ Shadow.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about DJ Shadow.
And fucking Kid Koala.
Oh, hey, there we go. He's on Deltron 3030.
Yeah.
Best records ever. So now we have our resident DJ here, Andy Iwancio. What you got?
Mine's going to be even nerdier.
That's what we want.
I'm going to go 1 through 3. Number 1 is the person who invented scratching is Grand Wizard Theodore.
Oh, sure.
I was hoping this was going to get brought up.
Yeah, basically a kid was messing around on a turntable and his grandmother yelled at him to turn it down. And he put his hand on the platter and then moved it back and forth and then heard the zit zit. And so he became famous for it at like the age of 8. They would have to put him up on like apple crates for him to scratch. And then
they'd have to Tom Cruise him up at the party.
And then also like just having the name that also sounds like a Klan member, but he is a DJ from the Bronx.
Yeah,
New
fuck
York.
yeah.
So yeah, number 1 is Grand Wizard Theodore. Number 2, I mean, another obvious one, Qbert. Like, just incredible turntablist. Highly recommend watching any of that. But number 3, I took disc jockeys to be very literal, so I went with Kevin Flynn, the programmer from the movie Tron.
Okay.
Discs. It's
That's
not
right.
a great joke, but it's serviceable.
Hey, it works. What do you got,
Jeff
Tiff?
Bridges' vehicle from 1984.
Again, I didn't know we were going DJs or like shock jocks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
shock
went
jocks
with
counts.
number 1, Big Tigger.
Okay.
He's from DC Rap City, The Basement.
Okay.
I like DJ Drama because he had a bunch of fucking mixtapes.
Yeah, dude.
And then fuck Master Flex.
Oh, man.
yeah, dude.
If we're going shock jocks, I had Ron and Fez. They were like a duo where like one is like some Philly guy and the other was like an overly gay guy.
Okay.
And they would just, it was a comedy like radio show.
Okay. All right.
But they would be like on XM and on like multiple radio stations. They're really good.
That was just like always a standard of like shock jocks, or you had one guy with like an effeminate laugh way off mic in the back.
But they started that. They were like the first ones.
Oh, okay. They pioneered it.
Yes.
Funkmaster Flex dominated my mornings in the summer watching MTV. He was just
So
all
good.
ubiquitous. He
Now-
was on every fucking show.
DJ Drama was that this was Gangsta Grizzlies, right?
Yes.
That's DJ Drama. Yes. That was many mixtapes.
Yeah.
My brother listened to on the way to school.
So many.
And that just that
Hundreds?
soundbite. I want to put that soundbite throughout my stand-up album.
I like
Gangsta
you-
Grizzlies.
I was surprised you said it correctly. Like he says
I
it on the
know.
mixtapes. Oh, you're just going to say grills.
No.
I think like Drama was like the mixtapes that we would always find on like Soulseek and stuff. And
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like the first
Soulseek.
person to really like. I think he's the person who's like really started the name drop DJ drop that becomes the other DJ, just in case somebody else has it.
Well, I mean, like that was the thing too. I was like, I think that was the first it was a big like Kazaa, LimeWire
Yes.
sort of thing, but like that was like a mixtape. It wasn't like an album.
No, but it also like again like A-list rappers would do it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
all the time, and he'd be like, "God damn, he got them to be on this." Like,
Yeah.
over like other people's beats. Like all of them were great.
I could be wrong. Wasn't he one that always had exclusives from Wayne? Or
He released a lot of his
Like little-
great all-time mixtapes.
Yeah.
What do you got, Sam?
I don't know. This is a tough one. I love so much rap music. DJ Premier.
Of course.
God damn it.
Dude, yeah.
So good. As far as like crazy turntablist, Z-Trip's pretty cool. I was gonna say Jam Master Jay.
Oh.
He was always
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my faves. He's cool. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
50 Cent got him murdered.
That was always weird because you're like, you figure by the age of whatever he was, like, seems like you're a little old for that to happen, you know? So that was always fucked up.
Well, yeah.
Can I
you
add-
crossed the wrong person?
Yeah.
Can I add like 3 to mine?
Yeah.
DJ Lethal from Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
DJ Homicide from Sugar Ray.
All 8 DJs in Slipknot. and if disc jockey is like Casey Kasem,
Yeah.
then fucking Howard Stern.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Bubba the Love Sponge. He lets all my favorite guys fuck his wife.
I met DJ Starscream. He's Zero. He's the DJ from Slipknot.
Oh, wow.
Nerdy, of course. But I was gonna give it the other weird ones. I'd give is DJ Swamp. He's Beck's DJ. He used to do a
okay.
thing where he would scratch really fast,
Yeah.
and then his hands would be on fire. And then Mixmaster Mike is another one that like him. And the last one you should look up is A-Track. A-Track, it was a turntablist. He got his start when he asked for turntables for his bar mitzvah. There's him winning competitions at the age of like 14.
Hell yeah.
Jazzy Jeff.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, of course.
fucking
dude.
DJ Screw. Let's get
DJ Screw.
Yeah, yeah.
the last great innovative DJ.
No, it's true.
Who's invented a new style on the turntable since?
His style was so unique that people re-released their albums to be like his sound.
Yeah.
People started ripping him off. People would make fake Screw mixtapes and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
He became rich off that.
Yeah.
And then he died because he was doing drugs. Kids, it starts with the Seattle speedball.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
First you're doing excess.
You're staying up on meth
Then
and you're
you're-
sipping lean.
You're watching some guy play FIFA, and then it just goes downhill from there.
I think I've leveled out on the excess finally. But
That's
Jesus
good.
Christ.
If you listen to the old like interviews about the guys who worked with Screw, it like they would all be like, I didn't think he'd do drugs. But then the stories are all like, yeah, we would stay locked in his house for 3 or 4 days and he wouldn't sleep the whole time. But I think in like that type of community, they just didn't do meth or Adderall or whatever the fuck he was doing, so they didn't realize that was going on because he was also smoking weed and sipping lean.
Hell yeah. Well, shout out to @Michael_McBride for that question. I think we got time for one more. at Azalin Rex, and he actually just had his birthday, so I had to put
Happy
this one
birthday.
right up to the
Birthday.
front of the line. Top 3 most memorable things you've done on your birthday. I'll run mine down real quick. In 2018, I was at our friend Kyle Clark's 4th of July party, and I mentioned my birthday is July 14th, and he goes, "Oh, what are you doing for your birthday?" I was like, "I'm not a big birthday guy. I don't really give a shit normally." And he's like, "Well, what?" He was like, "What?" Well, he was like, "What would you like to do?" I was like, "Honestly, my favorite thing to do is when this 4th of July party gets to be like about 2 a.m. and it's just like Kyle and whoever's left, and usually at least 2 of the mean boys just sitting around talking shit is my favorite thing to do. I love a good porch hang, and so Kyle was like, "Well, let's do it." And so for my birthday, just got a bunch of comics to come out to his house, and we just sat around and ate food and talked some shit. So that's
very wholesome.
That was a good one.
Taking part in many of those. It's very fun.
It's so fun. Number 2, we talked about it on the show when it happened in 2020. I drove up to the Madonna Inn and got the biggest birthday cake of all time, and the occupants of this apartment and next door were able to put a dent that compromised maybe an eighth of the cake before we never wanted to eat cake again. And
This was knee deep in the pandemic too.
Oh
right?
yeah. This is July
Fucking
2020,
gross.
and so I ended up chopping that cake up, putting it in Tupperware, and then doing masked driveway handoffs around LA with some friends.
Pink
So,
champagne icing.
pink champagne. Yeah,
I
it's
believe,
remember.
I believe that contained 4,000% of your daily intake of ice.
of every oh god.
and B12.
The
Yeah.
excess of
B12.
cake.
Yeah. And then, man, number 1, I got to say, last summer, rolling 16 deep to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah.
Which I had never been to at the time. What I didn't realize is that I just thought Cheesecake Factory was like an Applebee's. It's fucking expensive. So I basically,
hell yeah,
I
it
get
is.
there, look at the menu. I was like, oh my God, everyone's buying a really expensive dinner. So I swear, if anyone's listening, I'm going to try to do Margaritaville this year because it's, it's more reasonable and just as stupid.
It was like expensive in every sense of the term. Like a salad is like 8,000
fucking
calories
crazy.
too. Like,
Oh
it's-
my God. Yeah. The salads you shouldn't eat. Like if you talk to a dietitian, they would tell you to not eat the salad from Cheesecake
if you
Factory.
go to a regular nice restaurant in LA, it's about the same price.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
So you just got to accept Cheesecake Factories on that same level.
well, see,
Like,
I'm
it's
just
not,
saying
but-
I didn't know that going in, and so I just felt bad. I was like, oh man, I just basically made all these people buy it, So like I said, we'll
No, it was a fucking hoot.
Oh, it was so
Like, yeah.
fun. And my favorite moment, just because the decor of a Cheesecake Factory is so deeply fucking weird. I was sitting next to Joe K, friend of the show, and I turned to him and I said, how would you describe this decor? And Joe K just goes, Tuscany on Mars. I was like, you fucking nailed it. That was it. So that's my top 3. Carter, what do you got? You have a pretty recent birthday boy here,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
since the last time we've been on this coast.
It was, yeah. I had my birthday was a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Earth Day, right?
Earth Day, yeah. So it's recent. I'll just say that one because it's memorable because I remember it easily because it was last week.
Yep.
Dude, I know. That's what I can't remember.
I don't remember my
shit.
birthdays.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah. So I just came in cheating because my birthday was last week. I went to Carly took me to Magic Castle.
Oh shit!
And,
Hell yeah!
which was very fun. I had much use of the dispensary near my house beforehand.
yeah.
And Carly likes to keep these things a secret, so as to surprise me with it.
Sure.
And so one morning, I get up and I'm getting up and for some reason I'm not meaning to spy on her phone, but she's like very obviously looking at her text messages, and her coworker had said, so did y'all go to the Magic Kingdom yet? And I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to Disneyland. And I was like, is there a Magic
Mario
Kingdom in this
World?
one? And the California one too? Like, okay. And I was like,
She's like, you have to dress up in a tuxedo and a jacket for this. Like, are we doing?
exactly. Oh, that's exactly what happened. And I'm so dense. I'm like, all right, Magic Kingdom. That's what's going on.
They redid Splash Mountain, and now it's a black tie only ride.
Yeah. So she comes, so it's closer to the day. She's like, so I was like, so, and she's like, keep that day free. I was like, okay. And she's like, what time are we leaving? She's like, 6. I'm like, are we going to like a fireworks thing?
We're just going for the tail end.
And then she's like, wear a suit. And I'm like, for fucking fireworks at Disneyland? Like I'm gonna look like like I'm like dying of cancer or something.
The Main Street Parade is a little classier than it used to be.
And I asked her, I was like, is this like something that would be enhanced or detracted by taking a gummy? And she was like, probably enhanced.
Yeah.
And then on the way to get the weed, I was like, oh, Magic Castle. Like not Magic fucking Kingdom. Like why would we leave at 6? We wouldn't even get there until like fucking 9.
Yeah. It'd take forever.
So that was really fun. I got really drunk and have much more of appreciation for magic.
Yeah, of course.
Jesus, it makes comedy look like fucking shit. They're doing like hacky jokes, but they're like fucking, reading
blowing your mind.
Yeah, they're reading the fucking. They're guessing like the serial code off a dollar bill in your wallet or some shit like that. You're like, I mean, it fucking blew my mind. That was fun. Universal Studios last year was fun. She took me there last year. I don't do shit for her birthday, and she's like, "I'll take you to all these magical places." And when I was 20, I know it's terrible.
I'm also a bad boyfriend.
I'm a terrible boyfriend.
I made burgers for one of her birthdays.
You did, yeah. That was very fun. And we brought her mom out to fucking.
You're proving this point more.
Yeah,
it's like my buddy made you burgers, and
Carter did all the planning.
The fuck do you want? What more do you
just
want,
flipping
lady?
meat.
Oh yeah, well it's like her friend got her mom to come out, which is the big reveal.
Yeah,
and I was like pretending to arrange stuff with him, like being like, yeah, anything you need, man, just let me know because I'm down to help. And they just basically got it done without me, and I was like, surprise! And I got to take all the credit for it. She'll never listen to this podcast, so it all works out beautifully.
Shout out to our non-listener Carly.
Yeah, she's been on it a few times. And let's see. Oh, and when I was 21 on my birthday, I got so drunk I vomited in the street. So I'm told. And fell asleep in my bed without my pants on. But like just full top.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, full top, but no pants on.
Straight
and
Winnie.
I vomited in the street. I don't remember any of it. So those are 3 memorable and one kind of not remembered birthday.
20 the Pooh.
Yeah. 20 the It was more like 20 fun.
Yeah. Andy, what do you got?
I had the worst time trying to remember any of my birthday shit. So this is just like a sampler pattern of 3 birthday memories. Number 1, earliest I remember, like the most memorable birthday when I was a child, this is sad to say, is having a birthday at McDonald's.
Oh, that was a big fucking deal.
They would give you the plate.
Yeah.
There was a plate you would get, and we tried it in the microwave, and it just melted. Like, it's just weird to, like, put in a plate with a piece of pizza, and you get it back out, and, like, Ronald McDonald looks decayed.
Yeah. Ugh, yeah, Hamburglar stuck to my pizza.
It looks like they just opened a mass grave of McDonald's characters. Number 2, a birthday memory for me is a friend of mine, his girlfriend, had the same birthday as me, and she would just creepily be like, "What are you doing for our birthday?"
Oh, no. Oh, get out of here.
And I'm just like, I'm going to wake up stitched to your body. That's what's going to happen. And then the third one is the first time I ever used a bidet to clean my butt was on my birthday, so I used a bidet on a bidet.
I mean,
that's all I say to people on their birthday. Also, is happy bidet.
In the Beyonce way.
Yeah,
there we go. What do you got, Atif?
All right, so my earliest birthday memory was I was in kindergarten, and we invited everybody over to my house for like a party. But I hate people, so I took the plate of cookies and just sat upstairs alone while everybody else played in my house.
Oh my god!
And then they were like, "Where the fuck's the tip?" And they went up to my room and saw me eating cookies, and they were like, "We're never having a party for you again. Like our house is a mess."
Oh no!
So I don't like parties at all.
That's so funny to be like, we planned a party you didn't enjoy. Fuck you forever.
Yeah, I know.
5-year-old, your little fucking ego.
Do you have any idea what I put into this? It's like, can I enjoy my cookies?
I just wanted these cookies. That's all I wanted.
That's depressed me in a whole new way.
Sorry. So then
I've never been. That's like I burned a new little thing in my brain.
Welcome to reality.
So then they tried to get a few years later. It is the next one. I was the first one able to get a PlayStation.
Oh shit!
So like kids came over and we were playing Resident. Or I was watching them play my PlayStation.
Oh god!
And they were playing Resident Evil. And then the lady was getting eaten by zombies. and I remember I said, "Got milk." And they threw me out. They were like, "We're fucking. This party's over." I got grounded for a terrible titty eating joke.
It's your party and you cry. Whether you wanted to or not.
I've had just bad birthdays, and then this one.
So it would seem.
last year when I was 21, so I don't drink. I never have, but like my friend and I went to like the bar district in DC, and there was a huge fight breaking out. And we were just eating shawarmas, watching like a riot. And then,
that sounds pretty fun.
It was awesome. And somebody ran by. This dude ran by. He's like, "That's a big ass sandwich," and then ran into the crowd and punched someone in the fucking face. And I was like, "Yeah, this is the best."
That's like you finally found your bliss for a birthday.
Street fights and sandwiches.
Yeah. It's like, look, I just want to eat something and watch some crazy shit. I don't need to socialize.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking rocks. Hell yeah.
Do you think that like because I was going to use excuses like, "Oh man, past 21, it's hard to remember your birthday because you're so fucked up." But it's like it's hard to remember my childhood birthdays because you're just so inundated with everyone you know. And it like splices your like attention span.
Yeah.
Also, unless your parents are like extremely wealthy, it's hard to have a birthday party that's like, wow, I'm going to remember that. It's usually just
totally.
Like, me and my friends went to mini golf, which is going to be one of mine, but it's just like.
Yeah,
it's not like
that's
that big
memorable,
a deal.
though.
It was just fun.
Yeah, it's like me and my family had birthday cake.
Yeah, exactly.
I got
went to a restaurant I picked.
Yeah, and I got a Nintendo 64 or some shit.
Yeah, I think,
my teeth hurt for a week. From icing, not getting hit.
I think the most like anything like closely approximating like a lavish birthday I ever had as a kid went to go to the arcade and we got the little corner with the picnic table.
Yeah.
And then everybody got whatever it was, like however many free tokens, and we got like 2 hours to just fucking play at the arcade.
Nice.
That's fun.
But we did that once. The rest of the time it was like we went to a state park and just jumped in a lake, which fucking rocks. Summer birthdays are where it's at.
I just got grounded on my birthdays. I was just like, you're a shitty kid. I was like, all right, man.
We brought you in this world to hate you. This is our yearly anniversary of that.
We brought you in this world. We can take you out to your bedroom where you'll eat cookies and cry.
I still love cookies.
I mean, hey, I'm right there with you, bro.
I preferred cookie cake to regular cake.
Me too, dude.
I've never fucking had one.
Oh, it's good.
It's just a giant chocolate chip cookie, but it's
With
so
icing.
fucking
With
good.
some icing on it.
With some icing, yeah.
I also like ice cream cake. When I was a kid, I didn't like regular cake.
Listen,
I feel you, dude. I'm right there with you.
Atif, next time you're on the show, I'm gonna get a cookie cake and we'll wash it down with some fucked up energy drink.
Can he be on the show next week?
Yeah, why not? Come on back.
Yeah, for real. Can we extend this episode? You can go get a cookie cake.
Are you gonna run a mic into a bedroom where you can sit alone and do
Yes,
that?
of course. Yeah. No, it's just this. Yeah, you just eat into the microphone. It's just residual noise in the background.
I could go get one now.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a fucking man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't do that.
What do you got, Sam?
Oh, well, you reminded. Let's do some bad birthdays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's one that's like was just bad, but it's no one's fault. My dad had to have shoulder surgery.
Oh, no.
The only time he could get in was on my birthday.
Oh, shit.
So my birthday was coming home from school and then going and visiting my dad in the hospital. And it wasn't like a major thing, but it was just like one of those things where it's like, this is, at the time as a kid, I was like, this is a terrible birthday. I'm used to like getting pizza or a video game or something like that. Now I'm at the hospital seeing my dad who can't get out of bed.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, can you grab that cake for me?
It's like a comedy shows or whatever. It's like you remember bad ones way more than you remember good ones.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So memorable. I think that would absolutely.
Yeah, the memorable ones are like mini golf or picking out a restaurant, like getting a video game or something. Every time we tried to do something extravagant, my mom would stress the fuck out. One time we went to paintball. And my mom was just like so stressed over everything about it.
Was she playing paintball?
Fun. No, but all the kids had to like meet up at our house before, and we started like playing video games, waiting for everybody. And my mom was coming, and she's like, "Are you kids playing video games? Just turn it off. I don't want you kids just deciding you'd rather play video games. Go to paintball." It's just like, what fantasy have you made up She's like made up this fantasy where I'm just gonna be like, oh, you know all that money you spent? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to play video games. It's like I do every day.
Yeah.
That is the exact opposite of my childhood. Like one kid who's got a paintball gun and he's gonna blind somebody. And you're like, why don't you kids just get back inside and play video games?
We had a great paintball field in Austin.
Oh, hell yeah.
The kids would have birthday parties at. That's cool. They had like Pandemonium, which is like a giant indoor playscape.
Oh, fuck yeah.
For kids. Laser tag. That's a classic. So here's the worst birthday. And this is scarring to this day. Never will forgive my parents.
I'm sorry I brought this out.
Hey, the question was memorable, not best.
This is something. Okay, so at one point my grandma dies, right? R.I.P. She left. What the fuck? That's not the.
I don't know. Just the
no. If anyone laughs at this,
right now.
if anyone laughs right now, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Sam's crying right now for the listeners and always streaming tears.
So my grandma dies. She leaves all her. She leaves all her grandchildren $1,000. Right.
Okay.
It's 1999. The Sega Dreamcast has been released.
Yeah.
I decide I would like a Sega Dreamcast, and I was just bought it with my money.
Sure. Yeah.
This was a little before my birthday, and my parents, I don't know if they did this on purpose as a prank or if they're just gigantic cunts or what. But I bought the Dreamcast, and they got mad at me, and they said, I didn't say you could buy this. We didn't approve of you buying this console, and we don't like that you did it. And they took it away from me.
Oh,
whoa.
And then on my birthday, gave it back as if it was a present. Look, your face is correct.
I would be the fucking betrayal. Did they at least give you the money back for the Dreamcast?
No, they gave me a couple games, which they would have fucking bought me anyway.
Yeah.
Did they wrap it?
No, I don't think so. I think
they just brought it out like with the controllers hanging out.
This is one of those things that loses your trust in your parents forever. I mean, like, oh, you can't let me have control of anything.
Yeah.
Do you think it was they had already bought it?
No, it wasn't.
It was just they were just like, you know what, this would be a good.
My mom's theory was just like, my parents hated video games because they're just old school. Like, we're not even going to try to adjust to reality now.
Right.
We hate computers. Like what the fuck is the internet? Like that type of person.
Sure.
You're going to play more video games and you're going to spend more money and we don't want that. And it was just like, now looking back at it, people play video games for money.
Yeah.
Like you can be a professional video game player. And my parents were acting just like, well, you're gonna waste your entire life playing a video game. Do you know how stupid that is?
I think that's like the thing that like parents say, like, these kids are just watching people play video games now, not even playing them. I'm like, were you ever poor?
Yeah.
Didn't you ever go to a rich kid's house and watch him play Final Fantasy VII?
Have you ever been sold pot at someone's house because you watched them play through an entire fucking campaign of Mass Effect?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
we used to have to go to the arcade and watch other people play games.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, it's Marvel vs. Capcom, very fun to watch.
I like
very fun to watch.
I like now whenever I hear a parent complaining, they're like, I don't want to give my kids screen time or anything like that. And it's just like, okay, well, your kid's going to go to school on the first day and everyone's going to be like, oh, you don't know everything we know? You're a fucking outcast.
I'm a parent and I have a 5-month-old and I let her watch me play video games and I still fucking play video games all the time.
Yeah. But
I'm probably a bad dad, but
I think it's I mean, like, again, like, it's just a part of like,
because it's all the.
I would watch my dad watch football. I didn't.
I would only get the consoles
thing.
after the richer kids in my grade would get rid of their consoles so their parents would give them. You're looking at the proud owner of a Jaguar for many years, and that's child abuse. Letting a child have a Jaguar well past its thing. There's just like, have you guys played Iron Robots?
Yeah.
Like the Alien versus Predator. You know, it's cool. They like down here. There's a whole phone.
Yeah, I had a Neo Geo and 30 years of therapy.
Whoa.
Dude, Neo Geo Pocket, dude.
No, I'm kidding. It's
Dude,
child abuse.
Dreamcast. Since I live in Saudi Arabia, and you could just get bootleg games.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So like they were like $3 a game. It was the fucking greatest. greatest. You just put in that fucking emulated disc, and then you put in a fucking bootleg.
There's no chip in the Sega Dreamcast to prevent you from burning games.
I shout out to Theo Mello. He was in my Boy Scout troop, and he could burn any Dreamcast game. So he would come to Boy Scouts and charge like $3 per game, and just get the DVD-Rs or whatever it was, dude. And then he'd come to with a list. He's like, "Yo, I've got all these," and I'd be like, "Dude, I want Tony Hawk 2, I want GTA 2," and then he would come back with it.
That was only ever knew one or two kids who ever had a Neo Geo, and it's always the funniest shit because you're like, "Whoa, I've always heard about this. It's $500," and they're like, I'm like, "What games do you have?" And they're like, "Metal Slug." And then I'm like, "What other games do you have?"
That's it.
Metal Slug. How much did Metal Slug cost? $300. I love King of Fighters because it was much like getting chocolates and not knowing any of the flavors. King of Fighters would have 4 or 5 guys with hats, and I would just be like, "What game are you from other than just King of Fighters 93?
Life is like a King of Fighters. Well, never know what you're gonna get.
It's like, let me pick the guy who's shirtless and has suspenders and pants, and he looks like he's tough. King of Fighters is shit,
man. Well,
my coworker was telling me that King of Fighters is the most popular fighting game in Mexico. It more so than Street Fighter.
Okay.
Anywhere else in the world, in Morocco, they'd have Metal Slug arcade cabinets, and next to it, King of Fighters arcade cabinet. It was everywhere, but you don't know who the fuck anybody is in it. There's that big boobed lady in red, right? And then there's the fucking guy who's dressed like an Olive Garden waiter.
Then there's the guy with the blue bandana. He's like the Ryu.
It very much so. When you see BTS ever put as a picture of all their portraits and their faces, it looks like the character select screen for King of Fighters because you can't tell them all apart. They just got a close-cropped haircut, and the dude's looking in a different direction, or he's got a scar across his chest.
Shout out to the birthday boy at Aslan Rex. Thank you so much for that prompt. If you have a top 3 list that you wish us to populate and opine upon, please tweet at us at TheGoodsPod. Y'all, we have time for just one more segment. Our jam of the week this week. This is a little tune that you might know, and this also was suggested to us by at Aslan Rex as well. So he's scoring double points on the show today. Okay, so when this was suggested
Mambo
to me,
number 5 is playing.
This is my karaoke song.
Is it really?
This is my song I always sing for karaoke.
Oh well, hey, now's your chance. It's about to kick in. All right, well, when this was suggested, my thought initially was, I feel like this is going to be so meme heavy that it might not be that much meat on the bone.
I saw this suggested on Twitter, and my instant thought was, well, there will probably be some really funny jokes from people who have some good riffs on this song.
Yeah, but no, there was only one joke that everyone made, which is, "I can't wait to hear Mambo's 1 through 4." Whoa. That was the same joke said over and over and over.
What's weird about the song is there's so many fucking spin-off versions.
Oh yeah, and clean versions, and Disney versions.
There's a Disney version. There's one about jobs.
Yep.
There's a plumber.
I didn't realize it was the Monster Mash of the modern day.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, because it is like the Monster Mash in that it's such a novelty record. It could never be duplicated. We actually
people don't even name people Monica anymore. They're all trans and taking names like Asher. I'm trans. I just need to say I'm trans.
This song, of course, comes off of the album A Little Bit of Mambo from 1999. This song has 468 million views on YouTube.
Seems low.
Well, I think it was only put up 10 years ago, an official version. So, 55,748 comments on this one. And y'all, I found the best. Let us now get down into the comment section for the YouTube video of Mambo number 5. First up, Alex Lucas from 5 years ago. fuck you, Erica. You are a bitch. All right, so off to a good start.
A little bit of Erica out of my life.
I was waiting for the names just to be people bringing up somebody. And they're just like, was he listening to this song and then Erica came up and one single tear came up.
100%.
He pounded his fist against the table. I need people to know how Erica betrayed me.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, wait, Erica's by my side, not in my life.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think, is it Tina in my life? I don't know. But also,
Little Tina's what I need.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We got some triggered people.
Get with the program, River. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, yeah. Also, I read it wrong. It actually says, fuck you, Erica. You're a bitch. Anyway.
Does he say Tina?
You know,
that's
Tina's
slang
in there.
for meth in the gay community.
Oh, really? Well, there was one that was just like, I used to think that the girls' names were code names for drugs or something. I don't know. Lou Bega's German. They're like 10 years behind the times. I don't think he knew about any of that shit.
Didn't know Lou Bega was German.
Yeah,
German.
Yeah. Lou Bega is his last name, and he just separated Lou Bega. I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Learning all the time.
German guy.
Educational
You know that he
podcast.
was inspired by both Scatman Carruthers and Captain Jack.
Oh, okay.
Jack would be a lot of fun.
Next up, Erica Kaufman from 7 years ago.
Oh.
I was named after this fucking song, and I hate it.
Wait, what's her name?
Erica.
Erica Lou Bega.
Should I shave like the rest of my beard, leave the stash, and just be him?
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Only if you want to win some contests.
Get a fedora. Yeah, get a fedora.
Only if you want to be popular for it.
Yeah.
Only if you want to make some money.
Buzz Buzz from 10 years ago.
Oh, boy.
I remember this song when I was young. I thought the singer singing was some big fat dude and not this fucking awesome guy.
I thought he was just a stupid fat piece of shit
no.
everyone should shit on.
He was a fucking useless fatty that I hate.
Turns out he's a sexy German guy.
That was suave, sexy
that
man.
was like a neg fake.
Yeah.
Neg Jew. You suck, but because you're so good at being cool.
I guess if you never
Why
saw
would he
him-
assume that it's a fat guy?
Imagine you never saw him in your entire life and you just heard his voice on this song.
No, he does
a
sound
fact-
hungry. You're right.
Yeah.
I love how they're like. I love how they're like now. They're like, it seems plausible we can get this many women. It makes sense.
I mean, if you read back the lyrics, I'm sure it sounds like a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't have the beat, and it just has
It's a confession.
little Monica in my life.
Yeah. Just a little bit. The rest of her is on a mountain in Washington
The
State.
Lou Bega killer.
Leaves a fedora at every crime scene.
Buddy, we'll cut this part. We're going to write this movie. Oh, what's the connection? The cop is just like, wait a minute. He's got the strings. He's like, holy shit. It's the lyrics of Mambo No. 5. And he drives himself crazy and becomes Lou Bega. Oh, this is a good... This is
would
a
sell.
This is a
This would
solid
sell
sketch
monkey
at
paws,
least.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Murder number 5.
Yeah. Oh, we did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Master of Beer 69 from 3 years ago. Damn, Lou. Low you the MVP of Corona drunkenness.
I think that guy's the MVP of Corona drunkenness. Damn, Lou.
Damn, Lou.
That seems like the saddest scenario.
Yeah.
I imagine his wife came back and said, you got to clean yourself up. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, commenting on Lou Bega videos. And she's like, I'm fucking gone.
You just can't be at the MVP.
I don't mean to come back to this. I'm looking at the lyrics now. It does sound like it could be. I put my hand on the ground, take one step to the left and one step to the right, one to the front, one to the side. Then I look in the hole and I can see a little bit of Monica, a little bit of Erica by her side. Rita.
They're all in
sees
there.
what I see. Her head, her spine.
My perfect slaves in heaven.
My bright shining star. My canvas on which I shall paint my masterpiece.
They called me mad at the academy. A guy named Ty from 4 years ago, January 27th, 2019. You know it's going to be bad when they have Rorschach's journal right at the beginning of it. January 27th, 2019. I went out to the bar and got drunk, and my girlfriend was accusing me of cheating, and I was just happily drunk and ignoring her, and I put on this song on surround sound and started dancing. I got kicked out of my house. I'm now sleeping in my car. You go, girl. That's what you should have done.
How long was he doing that for? That seems.
Yeah. I mean, it just hit a point where she couldn't take no more.
This guy's bullshit. I get it.
M. Ruse from one day ago. Hot off the presses. Someone used his name. Same person wrote to me in the messenger for about a few days until I realized he was a scammer.
Got fished by Lou Bega?
This person got fished by a fake Bega.
He was trying to get me invested in a Mambo number 6.
Yeah.
He said, once I get the Mambo number 6, I'll move up to Mambo number 9.
Yeah.
That's where 6 other people, a Monica or Jessica,
Here,
and
drink
Sarah.
this energy drink and stop thinking so much.
Yeah, Gertrude.
He's been threatening to release a Mambo number 6 for the last few years. Am I fucking crazy?
Yeah, well, I think that's the joke. I mean, the mix, the sample that this is from, Mambo number 5 is Perez Prado, and so he had like if you've ever seen the movie Office Space, the opening scene where they're sitting in traffic and the old man is moving faster than the cars. Yeah. The song that's playing is Mambo number 8 by Perez Prado. So all these songs exist; they would just need to be remixed. Anyway, this has been your Perez Prado fun facts of the day. I actually listen to a shitload of Perez Prado when I'm making these, when I'm doing stuff for the podcast, because it is just like insane music that you can get caffeinated and just bang out a pod to. So anyway.
There's as many.
How do you listen to
deeply
music
upsetting.
in the podcast at the same time?
No. When I'm doing prep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just me at Panera just chugging fucking charged lemonades and bam.
And they're like, sir, you have to buy something.
So there are almost as many Perez Prado Mambos as there are Land Before Time sequels.
I think there's more. Yeah, he was the king of the mambo. That was his title. Yeah. Lisa Gress from 1 year ago. Oh my. This was on my playlist. This is hysterical. I was cleaning and dancing around the house with Mr. Burley, and he kept begging me to pick him up. I danced with him one time, and he won't let me stop. He's a fluffy black cat. Dance with me, mommy. Okay. I think I'm on 30 times now. Dude, let's try a different song. Oh, no, he got upset. Play it again, mommy. Let's dance. My other cats ran and hid. Oh, no, mommy is cleaning and in dance mode, LMAO. True story.
Cat lady.
We love a cat lady.
All work and no play makes Burley.
So not only does she have conversations with her cats and decide what the cats say and feels and all that, she then transcribes them onto YouTube comments.
Oh, absolutely.
She is that level of lonely and bored.
Yeah. As though people would be like, yeah, I feel you. It's like, no, lady, you're fucking nuts.
Well, speaking of nuts, Vanessa Princip from 1 month ago, a manager in a daycare. Huge fights. This fucking office next door to my kindly room, all complaints, and I had to go to this prick for cheating, hubby flirting with the Dutch staff member in our room. I upset her. My job is to report this. His reply, the two of you are exaggerating, and I don't want to know. The truth is, Graham cheated on his wife with her best friend, and he got back to his wife, but a mega fucking flirt in this place with 20 females minus 2 myself and the Dutch lady. Absolutely could not stand the prick. 9 years of this. New rule, never ever deal with male managers. Females only. Thank you.
Somewhere there's a post on LinkedIn that says, I love Mambo number 5.
I feel like that's something you send to someone to let their partner know they're cheating. You're just like, yo, check out Mambo number 5 on YouTube. Start scrolling.
Oh. There's so many of these comments are just like messages in a bottle. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's what Sam said. This person's been hit with the government insane ray, and now they're posting. Got a couple more here. Chroma Kicks from 3 years ago. The only reason I'm listening to this song is because it's in a dance that I'm learning for a quinceañera, and the girl who is the quince is named Monica, so it works out really fucking well.
It's got a lot of energy of someone who's like, I bought the album because I like the pictures. I don't really like Avril Lavigne. I just like the pictures. Like, no, you like the song. It's fine. It's like fine that you like the song.
The song Toxic is also pretty okay. It's like a good song by Britney.
And finally, Bud T. Loper from 2 years ago. My dad,
Bud. Bud.
My dad is from the 50s. Which
I
was
can relate. Mine too.
Such a perfect way to put that. My dad is from the 50s. He went through gladiator schools. He says he got Gatesville, Texas shut down. He was racially insensitive until this.
What?
He was Rambo number 5.
Yeah. He was racially insensitive until this. But he said the women are gorgeous. Lou Bega looks man enough to sing the song and maybe even fight for his art.
The women are gorgeous.
No racism, but my dad loves this song and song about big women being sweet like cola.
So this is the 21 Jump Street.
This is the song that cured a man's hatred.
So he saw like Lou Bega in the little like semi-Hitler stash.
Yeah.
It was like, this man speaks to my fucking soul.
Yes. Though we looked very different. We come from two different worlds.
I love this. He was racially insensitive, and he was like, "Oh wait, I love big booty Latinas,
German Latinas at that.
No longer racist.
The rarest Latinas, those German ones.
But like, that means he hasn't seen him for like fucking 60 years.
Right.
It took 60 years to see a big booty Latina.
He should have got the internet sooner.
Yeah, I know. I love the kayfabe. I have to keep the kayfabe of this. Of like, it went on for so long of him just being like, it's like they're taking over our fucking country. What is that?
He was
and then just his eyes opened, and then he was healed.
He was on some German pages looking for something else. Listen, it's a Tibetan good luck symbol. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is kind of catchy. What is this MIDI playing on this Nazi memorabilia page?
Look at those butts.
How does he find Lou Bega in YouTube? Like, he just started typing in Jew, got it wrong.
Yeah.
And it filled in Bega, and he's like, this sounds racist. But
wait a minute.
He probably like mistyped and he put in like alphas and begas.
Yeah.
He meant to put in Luger.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, well, and that is Lou Bega. Mambo number 5, our jam of the week. Andy Iwancio, where can people find you online?
At Andy Iwancio and all the things. Still on Twitter.
and you have an EP out now from our friends at Radland Records.
Yep. You can find it on all of the things. iTunes, Bandcamp, Spotify, all of the shit. And then I just got signed to a record deal for Kill Rockstar Records.
Kill Rockstars. It's Andy Iwancio, Elliott Smith, all the greats. I'm telling you, that fucking rules so hard.
So imposter syndrome. I'll be recording the album in Portland on June 24th at the Eastburn. Come to that.
Yeah, we got listeners in Oregon. Go see Andy do her thing. Atif Myers, where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram, Atif Myers, ATIFMYERS, because I have a weird fucking name. You can listen to my stand-up on Spotify.
Carter, where can people find you online?
Carter_Glasscock on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I'm probably in the phone book somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Do they have those still?
Phone books?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know.
You gotta hit people with them.
Yeah. Sam, where can people find you?
Slam Harder on Twitter and on TikTok. Sam Harder 666 on Instagram.
Fuck yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and I am on, that's it.
No, admit all the other ones.
No,
Where are you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm trying to get a job as a bloodless security guard. But you can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod, every episode ever, and lots of clips dropping all the time at youtube.com/TheGoodsPod. Best way to support the show, head to patreon.com/TheGoodsPod. Second best way to support our show, head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, we are burning a tree in our apartment. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.